Hey, so a lot of you asked to describe and be more specific, what do I have in my server rack that I have in my home behind my TV? If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can check out this video that I just posted in. Thank you so much for your warm welcome and replies and comments and subscriptions. This video performed really well. In short, I have PlayStation, AV receiver from Yamaha, I have couple of smart home hubs, Apple TV, and Synology NAS. NAS stands for Networked Attached Storage, which it is, and it also a server by definition because it also has a lot more features than just storage. I don't think PlayStation is worth mentioning. It's just awesome console. I didn't go with Pro. I just recently purchased it. Actually, my son raised half of the money. He earned like cleaning snow and driveways, and he got half of it, and I paid another half, and we got PlayStation. And the only thing that I'm thinking about the PlayStation is that I enjoyed playing all these new remastered games like Last of Us 1, Last of Us 2. I just recently completed these games. So I put PlayStation 5 in my server rack just because I don't like this cluttered look. When you look at the TV, there's a bookshelf full of speakers, PlayStations, Apple TVs, cables. I like it as clean as possible, and in my case, it doesn't get cleaner than that because you just have a wall and TV and nothing else. In terms of AV receiver, I have Yamaha RX V4A home theater. It's 5.2. I don't need in my very small cinema room. I don't have space for 7.2 or 7.1. It's 4K 100 Hertz. That's the only thing I needed basically. It was on sale when I bought it. I think I bought it for less than $400 and it was great. It is a great purchase. I'm very happy with it. In terms of speakers, I went with the Marketplace subwoofer and front speaker for $40 and 4 free speakers from Sony that came along with this house when we purchased it. I don't even know the number, like a model or something. They just had some speakers on the walls, weren't even plugged. You can pretty much say I brought them back to life and put them on walls, and they are serving me pretty well. And it's a smart AV receiver, which means I can control it via app, and it's pretty sophisticated. Like you have so much in the app, and it also every 2 weeks probably it sends a new firmware, so they're working on it, and you have like a lot of presets. So I don't even use a remote that comes with the AV receiver. I use the Apple TV remote or my phone. Moving on to a smart home. This is where it gets interesting because I have a lot. Recently I called internet provider and they said I have 80 plus Wi-Fi connections. So across my whole house, 80 plus. I think it's even more than that. I have pretty much 3-4 ecosystems at the same time, which are all HomeKit. So fair to say it is one ecosystem, but it's like 4 different vendors. So I have Aqara smart home devices, Meross, and Eufy Security. So Eufy Security is a couple of cameras that I have across the house, outside, backyard, front yard, a couple of cameras inside, and they all talk to this smart home what's called a HomeBase station. And you would ask, hey Simeon, if you have a network attached storage and that has a lot of like server features and probably has a surveillance app that you can install and make sure that you don't have another device and your cameras record to your NAS. I would answer that yes, I could have done that, but those AI security cameras and vendors, they're not stupid. They want to sell you more devices. So they cut so many features when it comes to recording to third-party hardware in comparison to recording to their own native home base station. So that's why I have it. In terms of Aqara, I have pretty much all the leak sensors, all the motion sensors, my doorbell, my door lock, and also I have smart curtains closer opener, like a thing that you put on your curtains rod and it opens or closes. Those things are like freaking expensive. They are like $200 plus for each. It's pretty cool to have automatic shades or curtains that open when the sun rises, all these like automation things that become available for you if you have those in your house. And all of these Aqara devices, they need a hub. This hub is in my basement, and we have a main floor and a second story, and I was worried that all of these hubs gonna be struggling to connect to devices that are all the way on top of the house, but they are not. These North American houses built with sand and paper, and Wi-Fi penetrates it back and forth, no problem. I also have Meross Hub, which controls a lot of different lights in the house, including light switches in the walls that I changed myself, which is pretty cool. It wasn't that hard, but I set up all the lighting in my house, and it's smart in most cases, since we have a gas fireplace that turns on, turns off with like a light switch. I changed that one to a smart one, and I also can ask Theory to turn on, turn off the fireplace, which is pretty cool. I also have a lot of smart outlets, smart plugs from Meross, like 8 of them, and whenever it's Christmas, I put all the Christmas lights into this smart plug. Apple TV is a must. If you would ask me, I think if the iPhone is your very first Apple device in your house or in your family, the second one shouldn't be like iPad or Apple Watch or whatever. The Apple TV should be the second one, because it dramatically changes your experience with TV. It's so much better than any other smart TV operating system like Samsung, LG, Philips, Sony, even PlayStation. All of these suck when it comes to enjoying your TV, but only if you have iPhone. So combination of Apple TV and iPhone gives you so much more. And finally, I have Synology NAS, networked attached storage. The model is called RS820 Plus, and this is what it looks like. Basically, you have your local IP address that you can browse through the browser in your local network. You make sure that you are in your house under your Wi-Fi, then you can access that, or you can set up to access it from whatever you want. And this is what it looks. It's like an operating system where you download any app you need. And as you can see, there's a lot of different apps. For example, Bitdefender, if you need like some encrypted email experience. You can set up Time Machine for your Apple devices. If you don't know what the Time Machine is that basically automated way to back up your Apple devices, and it's very cool. If you're a Mac user, then you have a lot of benefits from this Time Machine. You have a lot of things that allow you to share your media, like music, videos, movies, if you own any. So as you can see, you can do a lot. If you're a developer, you can set up your whole development environment in your NAS storage. And it's not really fair to call it NAS because it's a full server with NAS capabilities. And in my case, I have, what do I have installed? I don't usually come back here just because I have everything set up. I didn't even reset it when I brought it to Canada. The way it was built and set up in Ukraine, it still works the same way here. File station allows you to obviously have all your folders or your structure of your files and keep it here. Plex media server is what I use for my movies. As you can see, that's a whole nother like app that you can install on your NAS and then set up and work. There's a lot of stuff going on here, and you can use that. You can have a download station where if you're like using BitTorrent or torrent networks and you use that for whatever reason, right? Whatever reason, you can make sure that it downloads not using your computer, but downloads and shares via your server. So your computer doesn't even have to be turned on for that. This is the first and the cheapest model that comes with this extension that's called, I don't see it, there's a lot of things, but it's called Docker. Docker allows you to, it's a virtualization feature. It's a server that allows you to run virtual machines, and I set up a home bridge. So in short, what the home bridge is that it's a custom built solution that allows you to basically translate any smart home device. Most of smart home devices that are in any ecosystem, Samsung, LG, Sony, Xiaomi, all these different Chinese weird brands, anything that doesn't really, not necessarily have a Apple license, and translate them to your home, Apple Home. In other words, in my case, I have, for example, Stream Deck from Elgato and a bunch of Stream Deck lights, including this one. This one is a Stream Deck light strip, and I can use my, Stream Deck to turn it on, turn it off, and it works perfectly fine. But I also can go to my Apple Home and turn on and turn off wall, that I called wall. So this specific light strip does not support Apple Home, but because it's Wi-Fi and Homebridge app has a plugin for Elgato, you can, make them talk to each other. That's about it. I hope it made it clear. I highly suggest, if you have a house and you're thinking about building a smart home, you definitely need a server rack, and let me know in the comments if you have one, and if I'm missing something cool that I can install in my Synology or in my server rack, let me know. Let's share this experience. Hope you enjoy that video. Please support it by hitting like and subscribing. That would mean a lot to me. Thank you.